Do you know the difference between being broke and living the life you want on your own terms? It's called financial freedom, and the fastest way to get there is through entrepreneurship and starting your own business. In this video, I'm going to break down the 4-stage blueprint to entrepreneurship and how you can use it to start and grow your own business and unlock the ability to change your life forever. If you're a new entrepreneur or have tried to start a business in the past but failed, it's probably because you didn't understand one of the key stages to this blueprint I'm going to explain today. But before we can get into that blueprint, you got to understand the importance of embracing entrepreneurship versus working your 9-to-5. Yes, working a 9-to-5 can be a solid foundation to giving you stability in the beginning and starting the road to building up your income. But working for someone else and solely relying on them as your only source of income puts you in an everlasting cycle known as the rat race. I remember relying on my 9-to-5 as my only source of income. I was living check to check and barely had any money left over after paying my bills every month. This put me on a fast track to racking up a bunch of debt as I tried to buy things that I couldn't afford just to justify working a job that I couldn't stand. I know a lot of you watching this video can relate as well, but everything changed when I learned about entrepreneurship and starting my own business. And you can do the same thing by incorporating these next 4 steps into your life. This is going to be the formula to take your destiny into your own hands. Now, before you can become a successful entrepreneur, you must first understand the steps that it takes to start and grow a successful business. See, you just can't start any business and expect it to make money out of nowhere. The key to success is picking out the right business for yourself and mapping out a plan of action beforehand. Trying to start a business without a plan is kind of like trying to hit a pinata blindfolded. Yes, there's a small possibility you might get lucky on your first try, but your chances are much higher to hit your target if you can actually see what you're doing and map out a plan of attack beforehand. This is the main concept of the idea stage. It involves researching the right business that ideally fits your passions and your skill sets, but also has the potential to grow into something bigger with the right strategy. Starting your own business isn't easy, and it's still going to require a lot of hard work and discipline on your end. But in the long run, it's going to be worth it. See, unlike a 9-to-5, if you're actually working on something that interests and inspires you, you're going to be a little bit more motivated to succeed as opposed to if you're working for somebody else. Your perfect business idea should be something that interests you, but also has a proven business model that you can learn the ins and outs of and build over time. A few examples of business models are product-based businesses, service-based businesses, and the third type that is fairly new but very popular nowadays, which is starting an online business. And to put the idea phase into more perspective, let's use my first business as an example. My first taste of entrepreneurship came when I started renting cars on the Turo platform, which can be considered a service-based business. Although I'm not an expert in cars, I've had a whole bunch of different vehicles throughout my life and I like driving them. So this made the idea of renting cars to other people very intriguing. After doing the research, I realized the demand for the car sharing industry was rising, and traditional rental car companies were becoming a lot more expensive to rent from for normal people. So with this mix of interest and demand, this made it the perfect business idea for me to start my entrepreneurial journey. And this is the same line of thinking you want to apply when figuring out your first business idea. Now, even though I completed stage 1 of the entrepreneurial blueprint, this was only a start. You see, if you want to turn your idea into a successful business that actually makes you money, you're going to have to understand how to apply the steps in the next stage as well. This is where you're going to build the foundation for your business idea, and I call it the startup stage. The startup stage is when you bring your idea to life and actually launch your business. And one of the most important components to getting your business started is funding. Almost every business is going to need a little bit of an upfront investment to get it started off the ground. Luckily for us, there are banks and lenders that specialize in loaning money directly to entrepreneurs like yourself to help start and grow your business. This is called business funding or business credit. And obtaining business credit doesn't have to be hard either. All you need is the right strategy, which I break down in this video here, which will make it much easier for you to get the funding needed to get the tools and materials to get your business started off the ground. I'll leave the link to this video below so you can watch it when you're ready to start the funding aspect of your business. Now, money alone isn't enough to ensure a successful start to your business. You'll also need a way to make sure you stand out from your competition, as in what's going to make your business different and compel potential customers to choose you over others. This is where branding comes into play. Branding is the process of giving your business its own identity, making it relatable to its potential customers, and ultimately building trust with the people that you'll be doing business with. This can start with creating your business name, logo, and colors, but it also includes things like creating a feeling and a vibe when people think of your business specifically. For example, when you think of Apple, you think of new, sleek electronic devices, and having them makes you feel up to date. and even being part of Team Apple just seems cool. You too will have to create an identity for your business that your potential customers can resonate with when they see and think of your business. But even with funding and distinct branding, your customers will never know who you are if you don't make your business known to your audience. And this part of the startup phase is called marketing. And in this digital age that we're living in now, it's easier than ever to market to your potential audience simply by consistently creating content about your business and putting it out on the internet. You can even take this a step further by paying for online ads on social media networks like Instagram and Facebook that will target potential audiences and put your content directly in front of the people that you think will buy from your business. I followed this exact startup strategy with my Turo business as well. I used business funding to initially purchase the vehicles that I rent, so I didn't have to use my own money out of pocket. Then I purchased mostly lower end cars so the brand for my business would attract common everyday people who just needed regular cars to get around and do day-to-day activities. And I also started making content online and marketing my car rental business so I can get in front of people who might actually need to rent cars in the future. Completing the startup stage resulted in my business getting its first customers and will allow you to start making your first bit of money outside your 9-to-5. But unfortunately, getting your first few customers still isn't enough to accomplish your goal of becoming financially free and living life on your own terms. Even though you're halfway there, this next step in the blueprint is going to be the most important. As you continue to implement the startup phase and grow your business, you'll eventually get to a point where you're not going to be able to do everything yourself. And if you're not able to handle this increased demand in your business, you'll eventually start to lose customers and ultimately burn yourself out. And this is where you enter the third stage of the blueprint, the growth stage. This phase is all about scaling and growing your business to the next level. With an increase in demand at this point, now you're going to need to start building a team so you can delegate smaller tasks to as you focus on the more important aspects of your business. Your goal is to run the business instead of working in it. And there are multiple ways to do this, including hiring contractors and freelancers that you can work with time to time. You can hire virtual assistants who will take more of the administrative tasks off your hands. Or you may actually need full-time employees to work in your business depending on how much demand you have. And once you have employees in your business, you're now going to need an easy way to manage them and make sure they're doing the right things to continue to help it to grow. And that's where the sponsor of this video, Connecteam, can provide your business the perfect solution. Connecteam is an all-in-one mobile-first employee app that allows you to easily manage, communicate, and train team members all in one place with just a click of a few buttons. The Connecteam app is super easy to set up, and your employees don't even have to be tech savvy to be able to use it. For me personally, one of the most frustrating parts of having employees has been time management. In the past, it was nearly impossible for me to keep track of when my employees would clock in and out. But with Connecteam's time clock feature, now they can easily clock in and out with just a single click. And it even shows employees timesheets and time off requests so you can ensure that you're always on point in your business. Another challenge in growing your business is training employees and making sure that they can complete day-to-day tasks. But with Connecteam's task management features, now you can easily create and assign tasks to all your team members, including detailed descriptions, subtasks, and even attachments like your company SOP. A SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure and is a document containing step-by-step instructions that help guide your team members on how to perform specific processes within your business. This feature is a must to make your business less chaotic and allow you to focus on the more important responsibilities in your business while still making sure the day-to-day tasks are being taken care of. So if you're like me and in the growth stage of your business and still building out a team, Connecteam can be the perfect solution. And now starting with Connecteam is easier than ever. You can enjoy all the features of the app for free for up to 10 team members. And for larger businesses with over 10 employees, you can also get started now with a 14-day free trial. So make sure you hit the link in the description below to get started with your free Connecteam account today and get ready to take your business to the next level. Shout out to Connecteam for sponsoring this video and providing the bag chasers with the perfect app to manage our growing businesses. Now, besides building a team, there are just a few other components of the growth stage that are going to help you get to the final level of entrepreneurship. At this point, you want to put even more into your marketing so you can continue to increase your customer base. You might want to double down on online ads and start creating even more content for your business since you now have a team that can help you. Doing these things is what helped me take my business to the next level during my growth stage. I realized I needed to scale even faster, so I added 4 more cars to my rental fleet so I could serve more customers and increase my revenue. I started to focus on automating the tasks in my business so I could save as much time as possible. I also started documenting my entire business strategy into SOPs so that they could be replicated when I decided to build a bigger team. These SOPs eventually turned into my car sharing master course, course, which explains step by step how to start, protect, and scale a car rental business from the ground up. And for those of you who may want to start your own car rental business, check that out in the description below so that you can fast track your results and avoid mistakes. But ultimately, the growth stage is where I had my first $10,000 month as an entrepreneur, and nothing's been the same since. And if you made it this far, most of you would be making way more money and have a lot more freedom than your 9-to-5 could have ever given you. And yes, you could stop here and be completely comfortable having grown your own successful business. But for some of you, there's still another level that only the 1% will reach. And this is called the evergreen stage. Evergreen means your business can sustain itself and be successful for the long term. And this is when you have to decide, can you see yourself doing this for the long term and growing this into a multi-million-dollar business? Or are you okay at 6 figures and the level of freedom that you've currently been able to obtain? Either way, to continue to grow at this stage, you're going to have to bring an element of innovation into your business. This could mean adding new services or products, or making your current products even better. And if you can do this, you'll not only attract new customers, but you'll be able to strengthen the relationship that you have with your current ones as well. Another aspect of the evergreen stage is recognizing market trends. Every business has its ups and downs, and the more that you can recognize and prepare for them, the stronger that your business will be. For example, in my car rental business, one of the market trends that I have to plan for is seasonality. Every year during the winter months, demand tends to decrease for people who need to rent cars. So I prepare for this by keeping a good amount of cash reserves that I earn from the summer when I tend to have more business. I also lower my prices during this time so that my cars are more affordable during the seasons that people may not have as much money. Doing this ensures that I'm always prepared for the trends in my market and can sustain business all year round. And although I haven't reached millionaire status just yet, I have been able to create multiple 6 figures, all by starting businesses outside my 9-to-5. And ultimately, this has allowed me to work less and enjoy life on my own terms without worrying about waiting for my next paycheck. And you can do the same exact thing by incorporating this 4-stage blueprint into your life. The only question is, are you willing to put in the work to create the life that you want? And if you want an inside look at what my journey has looked like experiencing both the wins and the losses, make sure you watch this video next, where I show you exactly how I balance working a 9-to-5 and being an entrepreneur.